But our winners, the NCAA and Penn State. The awful rumors are true, and the association and the school have indeed agreed on a settlement of a lawsuit over the punishment Penn State got after the Jerry Sandusky disaster and the university's and Joe Paterno's negligence, and that's the kind word for it, regarding the horrors suffered by countless children, many inside Penn State football facilities. If you're watching us live at 5 Eastern, I'll tell you that Bob Lee is devoting tonight's edition of Outside the Lines to this reprehensible bargain that's coming up at the bottom of the hour. In short, the NCAA says that in exchange for an agreement that the $60 million the school was fined will be spent only in Pennsylvania to address child abuse there. The 112 wins that had been stricken from the records of the school, including the 111 wins erased from the record of Coach Joe Paterno, all the victories after the first time police were called by a parent about Sandusky showering with their child and Penn State's damnable cover-up really began. All those victories will now be restored, and Paterno will again become the winningest coach in major college football history because, of course, he was the real victim here. This could be discussed for hours, but the only two things that are, to my mind, essential points right now: the naivete which still much exists in the minds of NCAA and Penn State and defenders of Joe Paterno, as if this decision or anything else will ever lessen the guilt the university and Paterno share or ever reduce the disgust which the names Penn State football and Joe Paterno will produce for decades to come. This is Joe Paterno's legacy. This is Penn State's legacy. Football was more important to them than saving children. And the second point, it is hard to believe that the NCAA and the school could take the most nauseating, the most horrifying, the most indefensible institutionalization of corruption in American sports, the Jerry Sandusky scandal, and make it worse. But today they just did. Well, what did you expect? They're the NCAA and Penn State, today's worst persons in the sports world.